coming to the stage, our next comedian. Everybody please keep it going for Dave DeLong!
Alright, I found out I was going to be coming up here on stage about maybe a half hour ago, so I don't really have that much ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tell you guys all a little story, okay? I am very, very old, not as old as him, but I'm 50 years old. And when I was in high school, and for all of my life, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I've never done drugs. I am the straightest laced, most boring person you're ever going to meet in your life. Now, I've been married to a woman since 1993 who is the exact opposite of me. When she was in high school, she was a hellraiser. She smoked pot. She drank. She did other things that she tells me that she didn't do, but I've talked to her friends, so I know she did. So, 5 years ago, I turned 45. My wife turned 40. And I thought to myself, what can I do for this woman, this light of my life? What can I do for her that would show her my devotion? This would show her, everybody, this would show her how much I love her, how much I respect her, the lengths I would go for this woman. So I decided, for the first time in my life, at the age of 45, I was going to smoke pot for the first time. Now, I have to say for the record that this is an entirely, comedians always come up and they say this is an entirely true story. Everything in this story is 100% accurate. Everything here happened. I want you to remember that because it's just phenomenal. So I decided to myself, I'm going to smoke pot for the first time. Now, there's a couple of things that have to go to this. I'm a straight-laced guy. Never done any of this. I've seen TV. I know what's supposed to happen when you do pot. You smoke it, you hold it for a while, right? Right? You hold it for a little while, then you let it out. You giggle a lot. You eat a shitload of snacks. You have mind-blowing sex. And then you go to sleep. And that's what happens when you smoke pot. I know this because I watch TV, I've seen it. I've seen this happen before, so that's what's going to happen. My first question is, though, where do I buy pot? If you're a guy who's never done anything like this before, where do you get it? My daughter was in high school. So I went to my daughter's friends and I said, dudes, I was 45, cut me some fucking slack. Dudes, goddamn right I said dudes. Dudes, where can I buy some pot? And my daughter's best friend Zach said, you mean like this? And I said, I really don't know. I said, yes, that's what I'm looking for. However, I don't know how to roll joints. I wouldn't know how to run a bong if you gave me a tutorial on YouTube. So, would you do me the honor, I actually said, would you do me the honor of rolling some joints for me, and I'll buy them from you. And he said to me, yes, I'll have them for you by next week. Yes, next week. I understand. I heard that. I said the same thing. Next week? Does it take that long to roll? Hey, you must be terrible at this. But you're only in high school, so you're going to get lots of practice. The next week, I show up at his usual drop place. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm at a Kmart parking lot in North Omaha. Talk about the least inconspicuous place to buy drugs in the world. And here's me pulling up to 2 high school kids in a tan minivan to buy rolled up joints. He comes over, knocks on the window, I roll down the window, he hands me the joints, I hand him the money, I put it on the side, I look around, I check my mirrors, make sure there's no little lights going off, and I start to drive home. Now, I know there are cops on the road. I know some of these cops have dogs. And I just know that every dog from that place to my house at 60th and L knows that I have this pot in my car. And the sweat is starting to pour down the side of my face. I'm doing 10 miles under the speed limit just so nobody notices. I'm looking around. I am the guiltiest looking son of a bitch you have ever seen on the road. But I make it home. The next day is my wife's birthday. She comes walking in and I said, honey, I have the greatest gift for you ever. And she said, what's that? And I said, well, I've ordered pizza. Give me a fucking break. I've only seen this shit on TV, okay? I've ordered some pizza. And I've got the marijuana. And she said, where in the fuck did you get marijuana? I said, well, our daughter's in high school. And she said, you don't have to say anything more. So we go out back and we set up the fire pit because nothing says responsible drug use more than putting an open flame in the back of your yard 5 feet from your fucking house, okay? Set up the fire pit, we grab the chairs, we sit down, we light the joint. She takes a great big hit. So I grab it, and for the first time in my life, now I don't smoke, and I have just inhaled the hugest lungful of the most acrid shit you will ever see in your life. But I keep it together. This is great! Hand it back to my wife. She takes another monster hit, like she's been doing this out back and I don't know it. And she holds it like a fucking champ and lets it go, and she hands it back to me. And I thought, you know, this isn't too bad. I'm not feeling any effects yet, but this isn't too bad. I can handle this. So I do it again. And I start to cough. Uncontrollably. And I start to cough. And she starts to giggle like this is the funniest fucking thing she's ever seen in her life. And then the coughs turn into vomiting. And I'm not just talking a little dribble down my chin. I'm not talking into my mouth. No. I turned into a lawn sprinkler. You'd have thought the funniest fucking thing in the world has just happened. My wife is on the ground with tears rolling down her face. I think she wet her pants. I don't know. So I decide I'm tired of being in the backyard. I gotta go to bed. I'm still puking. I walk into the house. Kitchen sink. Is this ever gonna stop? I don't remember going from the kitchen to the bedroom. That is just somewhere up here going, what the fuck? I don't care anymore. I lay down in the bed, and I'm just laying there watching the world go. And I hear my wife outside giggling like a son of a bitch. And then I hear the door open, and my wife comes walking in, and she looks at me, busts up laughing again, and says, "Wait a minute, did I put the fire out?" So she turns around and walks back outside. Now there is something else I have to say about this. To her, it's all happening in real time. To me, it's all happening in kind of a slow-mo. I'm looking up at the clock and it's going. Now my wife puts out the fire, comes walking back in, stands in the doorway, loses her shit again, and says, "Wait a minute, did I put the fire out?" And she turns around, and that's what she heard. What I heard was, "Wait a minute. Did I put the fire out?" 6 fucking times she put the fire out. 6 fucking times. I don't remember her coming to bed. I don't remember waking up the next day. And ladies and gentlemen, goddammit, I did drugs for the first time in my life at the age of 45. And I never got laid.
Dave DeLong, everybody, give it up! I couldn't help myself, Dave. The whole time I was listening to that story, it was fucking hilarious. I know, that was amazing for you. It was your first time. You weren't that stoned because you were able to count. She came back 6 times.